AITA for exposing my cousin's boyfriend is a fake Navy SEAL. I served in SWCC, Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman. We operate small patrol boats, and we work with SEALs, usually the people getting the SEALs in and out of places. Our training is quite similar to theirs. And when I heard that my cousin was getting married to a SEAL, and when I heard about him, I knew he was a phony. Stories that were relayed back to me, and the shit I've seen from his post was just bullshit. I also heard that my nephew did more pull-ups than him, 5, so I know that's horseshit. There's no Navy SEAL who can only do 5 pull-ups. Bare minimum is like 10 or 15 to even get into basic training. I never got to meet this guy, and I think he was actually avoiding me because whenever I showed up he always left. I told everyone in the family my concerns, most just ignored me, saying I misinterpreted what happened. I'm not a SEAL so I wouldn't know. These ignoramuses were just so stubborn. Well, I knew the only way to expose this fucker is to get outside help, so I contacted Don Shipley, who is a former Navy SEAL, and he has a bunch of social media accounts and websites where he posts content of him exposing hundreds if not thousands of fake Navy SEALs, either by approaching them or calling them and blasting them online. Anyone who suspects someone of being a fake SEAL can submit their info to Don Shipley. He will contact you back with proof of him being or not being a SEAL, as he has a record to a database of every Navy SEAL. Shipley not only sends proof of him not being a SEAL, he also calls my cousin and he asks my cousin about his service. He calls him out on everything about how none of his service making sense, the main one being he said he was in SEAL Class 111, which would have been like 40 years ago or something. I then sent this to everyone who was attending the wedding in a mass email chain. I was in one that had like 400 email addresses for the upcoming wedding attendees, as well as everyone on his Facebook and IG friends list. I have gotten so much hate from him and his family for this, and my cousin is devastated knowing this man is a fraud and a liar. So is everyone else who grew to like him. Everyone seems to hate me. I don't see why I did them all a favor. ESH. Your Uzan's boyfriend should not be lying about military service. But the way you did this, blasting it across a wedding listserv, was dramatic and vindictive. The way to do it was to approach your cousin privately, give her the information, and then let her decide what to do with it. ESH. You should have told your cousin once you had the proof and let it work itself out. Exposing him to 400 people and hunting out all his social media contacts to expose him is extremely petty. Don't get me wrong, I don't think you were wrong for getting the info and exposing him, but I don't think you were the person that should have publicly humiliated him, and, indirectly, your cousin, since they were going to marry. ESH, not an R for exposing him, but kind of R for doing it in such a dramatic manner. Maybe you could have shared the proofs with the bride and her family, but not to all of the 400 guests. As it's said, one shouldn't wash their dirty linen in public. The matter could have been solved in a more peaceful and less insulting manner if was done privately. Edit, to everyone who is saying that the guy deserved being exposed in front of 400 people, ask this to yourself: that did Op's cousin deserve being humiliated by her cousin in front of 400 people? Yes, she didn't listen to him, but she obviously loved the fake SEAL and he had manipulated her into marrying him. But such a harsh punishment when she's already going through a heartbreak seems heartless. Also, regarding him going and conning other people, they could have exposed him publicly after his cousin knew about it. In fact, she could have been the one exposing him. It's fine to expose the fake SEAL, but not caring for his cousin makes him an R2. That's my answer to I am the daughter of a decorated United States Marine, so there is little more abhorrent to me than someone trying to claim military honors they have no right to claim. But the method of delivery was a bit R. And just because I still miss my dad, I'll tell a little story. I once asked him what all the elite units for the various military branches are. Me, Army, Dad, Green Berets. Me, Air Force, Dad, Special Tactics. Me, Navy, Dad, SEALs. Me, and the Marines, Dad, all of them. ESH, stolen valor is a serious thing and should be exposed, but the way you did it, man. Email to 400 people, WTF, you're an R for that. AITA for refusing to give my parents my passwords now that I'm an adult. This happened a few months ago and my dad is insistent that I'm the asshole here. My parents have always been kind of overprotective. Ever since I was old enough to make my first social media accounts, they insisted that they had to have the passwords to them. Being around 11 years old at the time, I agreed. I soon got upset though, since I started noticing messages being sent that weren't typed by me on my account. If my friends swore, my parents would send them a message acting as if they were me, being rude to them and telling them that I didn't want to be friends with them anymore. This caused a lot of fights between me and my friends. Meanwhile, my parents stated that it was for the best. As I got older, this behavior just got worse. Around high school, my dad installed security cameras in the house. He said it was for keeping us safe, but honestly, it feels like I'm in prison. The cameras are all in different angles to make sure there are no blind spots. They're placed in the kitchen, living room and all the hallways. None in the bedrooms or bathrooms though. He can check them on his phone along with use them as an intercom system to get upset at me if I'm doing something he doesn't like. He made me install an app onto my phone that logs where I go, for how long and how I got there. It keeps this information for about a week and notifies him if I turn off my location sharing. He checks it often and then asks me about it almost daily. X, I saw you went to X's house today. How was that? He also keeps a paper in the house with all my usernames and passwords for every social media account I have that they know about. They make me update it yearly and test it before letting me go to make sure that it all works. They say that it's for safety reasons, so that if I go missing or something, they can check who I was talking to. However, I'm 21 now. I live with them to save money since I'm still a full-time university student. Recently, my dad asked me to update the passwords and I told him no, because I would like to have some privacy now. He got extremely upset and used his parental controls on the Wi-Fi to cut my devices from getting connected for a week. I wasn't able to do my homework properly and I couldn't call with friends or anything because I don't have much data in my phone plan. I got upset with my dad and got into a pretty bad argument with him. He said that he was just protecting me and that as my father it was his job to make sure that he always knew where I was and what I was doing. I tried talking to my mom about this, but she said that I shouldn't keep seeing the both of them as the bad guys and that I would eventually understand. She cried during our conversation and kept telling me how much I hurt my dad by implying that I don't trust him. I've always been introverted and never go anywhere without telling them. I don't think I need to be surveilled this heavily, but I do feel bad for upsetting my mom so much. AITA, edit, whoa, this blew up overnight. Thank you to everyone who messaged me and gave me advice in here. To be honest, I was a little nervous posting on here because maybe I thought people would think I was completely in the wrong. I know it's the point here to find out, but phew. Anyway, some things to clear up. I'm 21F. I forgot to mention that. I don't really mind people using he/him for me in here since they didn't know, but I just thought I'd say. I work part-time and I don't pay for rent/utilities/Wi-Fi. My parents do ask me for large sums of money every once in a while to pay for stuff around the house, fixing the broken fridge, getting the heater replaced when it died, etc. I live in Canada, so the stuff in Australia and USA doesn't help me, but I appreciate it anyway. I'll try to update you guys in the future. Thank you to everyone for your advice and wishing me good luck. NTA. Even when you were a child this was extreme and controlling and incredibly troubling. You're 21. Get the hell out of there. This is textbook abuse and he won't stop with just cutting the Wi-Fi. NTA. Honestly, I have no words for how bad and toxic their behavior is. Please, for your own sake, move out, change all your passwords and show them some boundaries. This is not a healthy relationship and you are a grown adult. Don't tolerate this anymore. NTA. I've worked in domestic abuse/violence homes before and they would absolutely take you in for a few months while you figure things out. This is toxic and abusive, even if good intentions are in play. No parent should be that controlling of their child, especially once you get old enough to be an adult. I didn't know that that was an option for me. I went to therapy for a little while secretly before they caught me by noticing I was at school too long. I asked the therapist to meet me at university, and started texting me to make sure I went straight home. Therapist did tell me that this was abusive, but I thought that the kind of lodging wouldn't be available to me since I'm not really a child and they don't physically abuse me either. Thank you for letting me know. Nata. This is from a parent. Parents' job is to prepare them for adulthood, which sometimes means not being protective. You're 21 and this is way past overkill. Even living at home, which does come with some strings, this is too much. AITA for telling my girlfriend she needs to stop making TikToks as they're so embarrassing. I'm currently deployed and if you're unaware, TikTok has a ridiculous amount of military users. It's so fucking cringe. I swear TikTok is like 90% cringy edgy preteens and teens, military, and creepy old men talking to the preteens. Anyways, my girlfriend makes a lot of TikToks about how much she misses me and about army girlfriend stuff. She'll post stuff like #AmItheAsshole. She also has a rather large following, in the tens of thousands, and pretty much everyone in my unit and on base knows about this, and they non-stop give me shit about it. My commanding officer will roast me in front of everyone. Checked the followers list and almost all her followers were other servicemen, most of whom are probably on our base. All the comments on her posts are people I know roasting me. So here's some of the TikToks she's made. She's done the classic "I'm Coming Home" song, which plays over her hugging me when she meets me. There's millions of those on TikTok. She's posted TikToks about how she upgraded when she dated me, putting pictures of me and her ex together, how she went from dating a boy to a man. She made another one about how she went from thinking One Direction was her dream men, but then she met army men. She's made TikToks going off about how much she misses me and sends screenshots of our texts or video calls. I can't remember what else she's done. I know my girlfriend loves me and is doing this out of love, but it's got to stop. I talked to my girlfriend about it and she got really upset that I would tell her to stop. She says I'm not appreciative of her and I shouldn't tell her what to do. I told her I love her, but I'm getting so much shit for this and it's really making my life harder. She hasn't talked to me in a couple days after our conversation. I'm a bit worried I may have really pissed her off. r/depender. Edit, many thanks you /guinea pig lover 98. NTA. This isn't about her showing love for you. If it was, she would care about how her actions are making you feel. This is about her thirst for attention. She is mining your personal, private life for content. That is not okay. Tell her that you are uncomfortable having private information shared on TikTok. That is not being controlling, that is having privacy. She can make videos about her own life and interests without using your texts or images of you. NTA. NTA. She cares more about her image as an army GF than she does about her relationship. He should anticipate a TikTok about how her boyfriend doesn't appreciate her.